Welcome to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. When can you listen to the Sister Speak Show? At 7 p.m. Central. Tune in on the go or at your residence show. Spreaker, YouTube, Alexa, or SoundCloud. Interviewing special guests that have been blessed and will bless us. Through spoken word and awareness, knowledge is wealth. If you gain it, share this. In the streets, in the burbs, anywhere that we can be heard. It's about that time to elevate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. It's about that time to stimulate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat.
Welcome, 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 my brothers and sisters, to the Culture Climate on the Sister Speak Show. The Sister Speak Show is recorded live and on demand from Dallas County, Texas, Cedar Hill, Texas, to be exact. I am Ayana, the hostess, creator, and producer of the Sister Speak Show. Kingdom Child Recordings, executive producer of the Sister Speak Show. Now, brothers and sisters, I may sound a little congested this evening. That's because I am a little under the weather, but the show must go on. So I apologize if I sound all groggy, but not really, because I'm a human and this is what you sound like when you don't feel well. But brothers and sisters, thank you for tuning in. My special guest tonight on the Culture Climate, Sister Queen, Sister KJ Peeples. Oh, brothers and sisters, yes, she will be calling live on the Sister Speak Show. So if you want to chat live with us, go ahead. Keep it clean, keep it classy. Let's interact with one another. Shout out to everybody listening. Welcome back to all of my regular listeners. And welcome to all of the first-time listeners. Listen, the Sister Speak Show airs live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Most times, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Spreaker, Amazon Alexa, YouTube, and SoundCloud. That's right, brothers and sisters. The Sister Speak Show is syndicated on Amazon Alexa. That means we are international. That means that this podcast got picked up, and now it is on Amazon Alexa all over the world. That is a beautiful accomplishment. So I thank my listeners and my special guests, because we all have contributed to making this show be what it is. So let me tell you what you can get on the Sister Speak Show. Sundays, the platform. Tuesdays, coming to the stage. Thursdays, the Culture Climate. And we also have the tour, as well as the Laugh Line. And I am getting ready to introduce another segment, and I'll talk about that at the end of the show. So let me explain something to you. You're going to get special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, and live on-location reports, okay? My special guests who will be on the Sister Speak Show are dynamic, and they are impacting the community with their passions, my brothers and sisters. The Sister Speak Show is a talk show that will keep your mind and soul informed, energized, and encouraged. This is a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, my brothers and sisters. Just responsible listening, nourishment. We do not go dumb. We go wisdom. Okay? I'm so excited that you all are tuning in. KJ Peeples is really a renaissance woman. She renaissance queen, and she is a plus size model, Mrs. Plus Size Alabama 2015. And if I mess that up, Sister Queen, when you come on, correct it, because I got to give my props when my props are due, and I have to give the right credits to what I'm saying. So anyway, not only that, in conjunction with doing that, she's a plus size model. She's a wife, okay? And not only that, she's a female truck driver. She's a truck driver. Oh yeah, we got to get into that, because I know I couldn't do it, but to see another sister doing it and to be able to talk to another sister doing it, oh, I mean, what more could you ask for? See, on the Sister Speak show, we make the known known. They're already known in their communities. We just take it to a whole nother platform. I am invested in my brothers and my sisters doing well, feeling well, being well, living well. I really am. So when we come on this show, it's about uplifting. We're not here to hate. Now, we are here to correct. We will rebuke. We will, provide information that could alter, lifestyles that may be headed down a horrible path. And we want to be able to fill our brothers and sisters with enough encouragement that they continue to press through and go on. It's nothing like having someone say to you, my brother, my sister, hold on, press your way through, be encouraged, be of good cheer. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with thanksgiving. See, I make no mystery known about who I serve. Okay? Won't ever be ashamed of who he is. Won't ever be ashamed of his son, the Christ. That's what it's about. I'm from the tribe of Judah. What tribe are you from, brothers and sisters? Oh, how do you figure that out? Well, whatever your daddy is, that's what you are. So I want you to take the time out to look up the 12 tribes of Israel. That's all I'm going to say. But let's focus on my guest tonight. So when you think about modeling, especially for our sisters or even our brothers, we often hear that it is very hard for them to get into the industry, that they are often overlooked by the white people, quote unquote. And it's like, you listen to so many different stories from beauty pageants to beauty queens and the life of a model. And, you listen to the highlights and you also listen to the lowlights. And we live in a world that likes to focus on the looks, attraction, beautiful things. And body shaming is something that affects us all. I'm sure at one point or another, you have experienced being teased because maybe your nose didn't fit their standards, or your face didn't fit their standards, your bone structure, your height, whatever it was that they were hating on, because that's what it was. It was wicked hate. And we also have participated in it too. We can't sit here and just talk about what they did to us and how it was so hard. At some point we have to be honest and say, and some of you may have never been a bully. Some of you may have never teased anyone. Some of you may have never been a part of that vicious cycle of bullying. Shout out to you. Keep it up. But for those who have, it's like, look, we are damaging our brothers and sisters left and right by body shaming. And we all could, not all of us, because I'm sure some of us are in great shape. But just because you're in great shape physically doesn't mean you're in great shape mentally or spiritually. So you got to have all of it in shape, right? So everything needs to be worked out. Everything needs to be exercised. You have to eat correctly. And I have noticed with my brothers and sisters, more and more, our sisters are becoming more confident with stepping out and saying, look, this is who I am. This is how I was made. And this is it. And honey, I'm walking out on this runway. I'm strutting my stuff. And even for the sisters who aren't walking the runway, who are walking every day through life knowing you are confident. To the brothers who are walking every day in life knowing you are confident. And I've never thought about a male plus size model. I was just thinking, do I know of any brothers off the top of my mind who do that? Is the focus just on the women? I just picked my own brain about that. Chat with me, brothers and sisters. Let me know. All you have to do is log on in, chat, and let's get it cracking. Brothers and sisters, I want you to be encouraged because I read something today that was right on time. I'm sure some of you right now are going through it, and you need to know that the angels do not need your address. I'm just going to say that. They don't need your address. Oh, everything is coming together for you. Now, I'm not going to give you some, send in $19.99 and you can get your miracle water, your miracle towel, and all that other type of stuff. I'm not saying that. Okay? Brothers and sisters, it's about to be that time. Hold on. Brothers and sisters, calling in is my special guest. Give her a round of applause for KJ Peeples, brothers and sisters. Hey, Queen, Sister Queen. Oh, I'm so excited that you have decided to bless us with your presence on the Sister Speak Show. Thank you for coming on the Culture Climate this evening.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm excited for you to have me here.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So tell everybody where you're calling in from.
I am calling from Birmingham, Alabama.
Big ups to Beham. Oh, my goodness. Shout out to Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to Alabama. I have family all throughout Alabama. So thank you, Birmingham and Alabama, for sharing this Sister Queen with us this evening.
Awesome. Nothing like the Magic City.
So go ahead, KJ Peeples. Let's just get into it. Tell everybody who you are as far as your championship title. I'm just saying.
I am KJ Peeples from Birmingham, Alabama. My title is Mrs. Alabama Plus America 2015. I was pageant queen. Well, I'm always going to be that.
Yes.
But that was my reign for 2015 to 2016.
Well, congratulations.
Georgia.
Congratulations on that accomplishment. So with being that, let's just take the people through the steps of running for this pageant, what all you have to do, and why you became interested in doing such a marvelous task, almost like representing, the queens who are naturally curvy and working it. Like, tell us how you got started in that, Mama.
Well, I actually it wasn't something that was intended. I did a model call in January of 2014, and I was asked by the young lady, D'Angela, that was doing the model call when I started walking, if I've ever done a pageant. And I looked at her and was like, no, I've never done a pageant before. She asked me like 3 times. Sure, because your walk is so different. And I'm just like, no. But she kept asking, and then another young lady I met by the name of Tiara, she was Miss Alabama Plus America 2014.
Okay.
We just kept talking, and she was like, you need to do it. I believe that you would be good. You'd be a good fit. You already got the looks. And she was like, I really believe that you could do this, and I believe you could win. And I looked at her, and I was like, are you serious? I was like, girl, please. Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm a truck driver. For one. My life is already busy. This is something just way out of left field for me. But she asked me, and she kept asking and kept asking. So I asked my husband, and he said, well, you'll never know if you don't try.
Wow.
So I threw my name in the hat.
Yeah.
And, girl.
Let me tell you.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, when I decided to do it, I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this is going to work out. I've never done a pageant before. So I just sat down with the director at the time, Shatwana Lester, and we just talked. I mean, when I said we talked, she laid it all on the table. You have to have a gown. You got to have pantsuits. You got to have an interview suit. You got to get hair, nails, and feet. You got to have a glam squad when you get ready to do this.
Okay.
It's tedious. It takes quite a bit of money, but she taught us about sponsorship letters where you can put your letters out there to different people. You can send them to, like, your mayor's office. You send them to car dealerships and different people who may, give you the money to go toward getting your gown, your pantsuit, and all these different things.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I messed around in one state. I could not believe it.
That's amazing. Shout out, and I mean, all applause to you for that. I am so curious about the competition between, because is it open to everybody, or is it just for the sisters?
Yes, ma'am. Anybody can do it.
Okay.
Let's see. It's been a minute since I had to go through the spiel because, you know, we have to be on point.
Yeah.
But at that time, we did a teen ambassador.
Okay.
And Ashley Story won that from Scottsboro, Alabama.
Okay.
And you had to be a teen, I think up until 19 years old, as young as about 15. And she won that. And then you have the MISS, which is any female that's unmarried.
Yeah.
Then you have the MS. They're also unmarried, but that steps over into like the 30 plus. Then you have MRS. And as long as she's married at the time when she does the pageant, then she's eligible. They only ask that you be a size 14 and up. But it also goes by the measurement because the young lady who won Miss Alabama Plus America 2016, she was supreme. And supreme means she had the best overall scores between interview, pantsuit, talent, everything. Miss Brandy, honey, Brandy is a little bitty little thing, but by her measurement, she was able to do it because you got to be at least a 40-inch. So she had either between the bust, the waist, or the hips. You have to be at least that because people believe that plus size is thicker women.
Right.
But plus size in the fashion industry is anything over a size 8.
Oh, well, then I'm plus size.
I think people don't know that, and Calvin Klein just caught a lot of flack not too long ago because he used a size 10 model in his ad campaign. And people were upset because she wasn't one of our bigger, curvier sisters. She was a slim young lady.
Yeah.
By the industry standards, she's plus size. Anything over an 8.
My gosh.
So it being that the standard pageant is more of your slimmer lady, the Miss Alabama Plus America pageant gives us curvy women a place to be, a place to shine, a place where we can come and compete. And when I tell you confidence, once you do it, you can't go back. You can't put that back into the box. Because the confidence is amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and we all need it.
I have seen some women's lives transformed, even mine. Because I've been fairly quiet.
Yeah.
But after high school, I started to blossom. But when I got in the truck driving, girl, that gave me a whole nother edge. I'm a queen with an edge.
Honey, now.
I'm not your typical queen.
Now, okay. And look, so I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead, Mama.
That's okay. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so with that confidence, you know, were the sisters united, you know, for the pageant, or could you tell that there was some, you know, some tension? Because of course there can only be one winner. And, you know, so we'll just go back to 2015. Did you feel any shade, any hate, or did the sisters unite and empower one another?
Actually, we had a excellent group.
Perfect.
Excellent. Because everybody was helping each other.
That's
and
beautiful.
I even got asked that question. A young lady asked me, she said, why would you help other girls in your category that are competing against you? And I just looked at her and said, why would I not?
Right. Wow. I mean, why not?
What sisterhood is supposed to be.
Yes,
so
say it.
If her dress isn't fitting right or something isn't right that I can tweak, then that's what I'm going to do.
Wow.
Whether I win or lose at the end of the day,
yes,
I'm still a queen because God gave me my crown first.
Now, brothers and sisters, now you know this is my type of conversation. Now you can see why I had her on the show. I knew it when we started talking. I said, oh, this one? Oh, when she gets on the phone, oh, we gonna talk, honey. Yes, queen, that's so true. Because I was watching a clip. I think I played the clip on my show when it was talking about, on my Culture Climate, I had a segment, and one of the topics was vanity. You're not the only pretty woman. You're not the only good looking brother. Okay. And why do we hate on each other? You know, and Iyanla was just bringing out the fact that a woman who can help somebody else be successful while still trying to be successful herself, it's going to come back on her tenfold as far as the reaping, because it is an act of it is an act of not being selfish when you can, like you just said, look, yeah, we're in the same competition, but your dress needs a little help, or there might be a run in your stocking, or I might be going way back talking about a run in your stocking. Do people still wear stockings? Do people still wear stockings and put that clear nail polish on the run to keep it from sliding on all the way down? I'm just asking, KJ. But anyway, being able to help another sister if she, everything may not be totally right. That's what it's about, and it'll come back on you. Like with this show, the Sister Speak show. I have different brothers and sisters coming on my show all the time, and they are all successful and impacting the community. Why wouldn't I highlight that? I'm not afraid because I know God is not a midget, okay? And so therefore, what is for me is for me. And this is how it works, because look, if I sit there and I see something is wrong, it was already predestined for me to see that you needed some help. Woe unto me if I don't help you, knowing that I can. And that's what we need to learn today, brothers and sisters. Some of us are stepping over our brothers and sisters, and we're not offering help. We're not empowering. We're not doing what we need to do as a unified tribe, as a unified people. So, shout out to you, my sister queen, for having that mentality and that mind state. See, something happens when you become a wife.
Well, it's one thing I always say. The best fulfillment that you'll ever get in life is when you can still do something for someone else while you're going through your own trials, tribulations, storms, whatever it is, because that's that fulfillment that only God can give. And when you get to that point, that kind of fulfillment is what breeds love. That kind of fulfillment and love is what breeds your character. And I've always taught my children, always strive to be the kind of person that people want to be around. They want to know, who are you? Why are you? Oh, man, I got to get some of that, because your aura is just so incredible. Folks want to know what in the world is going on.
Right.
When you operate like that, you ain't got to tell somebody, I love God, or you don't have to profess these things, because they see it in your walk.
Yes.
And the word talks about being able to see the fruits of your labor.
Yes.
So there it is in your face. And that's the kind of person I've always tried to be. I tried to practice it as a preach. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect by any means. But I found out that being fake, my friends know me. When I say hashtag no sugar, no shade, they know I'm about to go in. So you might want to sit down with a cup of tea, whatever the case may be.
I'm telling you.
Because I'm not real vocal a whole lot. So when I say something, I need you to listen.
Yes.
And that's what's wrong with us, because we think that, okay, if I can trample this one right here, then that'll make me look better. But what folks don't understand is you can kill yourself trying to get somebody else's blessing or their stuff. Stay exactly in your lane. Do what you need to do. Handle your business. And that's Psalms 37 all day, because you can't cover what somebody else has. You don't know how to react. And then when you get the real story, it'd be like, okay. You might want the blessing, but do you want to do the work?
Now, brothers and
That's
sisters.
where we screw up at.
Yes.
We don't want to do the work.
Yes.
So we want the end reward. And pageantry is hard.
Yeah.
A lot of girls want that glory, being able to wear that crown. But they don't want to do the community service, because that's the Miss Alabama Plus America pageant is very big on community service and helping others. If you cannot do it, then you don't need to accept being the queen. They'll tell you right there and then, don't even take the crown and sash, or you need to give it up. And they will strip you. Yes, ma'am. Just like your regular pageant. If you are found on social media to be posting a lot of crazy stuff, and you doing anything that's not becoming of a queen, posting pictures that got your boobs out, your breasts out, and talking all crazy, they're going to hit you up and ask you to take it down. But if you want to still act crazy, still stripping, and I don't care how much money you spend.
Wow.
Just representing them, and that's a brand, because when you become a queen in a pageant system, you're a brand ambassador.
Yes.
So either you're going to do what it takes to uphold the brand as if the brand belongs to you, because it kind of does, or you need to leave it alone, because once you accept that, it changes your life.
Yeah. Wow. I appreciate you for sharing that.
Being out here in these streets, being a truck driver, seeing death and destruction on a daily, and then I step into something like this, girl, my little cup was so full, it runs over for real.
All praises. All praises. Amen. So, we're going to continue to talk about the modeling, but, brothers and sisters, I also told you that this queen, Sister Queen, is a truck driver. Now, and I also told you, brothers and sisters, that I don't have the talent to do it, but she does. And I've never, ever, been able to interview a female truck driver. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity because I have a few questions. And brothers and sisters, you can chat live with us if you have some questions for her too. Okay. So anyway, when it comes to becoming a truck driver, first off, why? Why did you choose that path?
Well, I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Okay, now. Here we go. Here we go, brothers and sisters.
My father and my brothers have all been owner operators, worked in the mines, had their own trucks, their own trailers, their own 9 yards. I was the only girl. So out of all of that, I got diesel in my blood. It just comes natural.
Wow.
It's like a second skin, and that's how I got into it. But I didn't expect to, because when it was presented to me, I'm looking around like, are you talking to me? Oh, you drive that? Oh, no. You got me all wrong. And the guy that I was dating at the time, he said, you know what? He said, you're going to drive. He said, I'm telling you, you're going to drive. He paid for my schooling. And one night, we were in the truck, and he said, get in the driver's seat. He said, I want you to do something. He said, I want you to bag this truck up, and I'm going to stand right here. And he said, you better not run over my pinky toe. And he just fell out laughing. I had my Bluetooth on. He had his Bluetooth on. And he trusted me to maneuver that truck and put that truck where he said. And I did it.
Yes.
I jumped out screaming because I was like, oh, my God, I did it.
Yeah.
But when I went to school, I was encountered. I had so much difficulty because the place where I was working, because I used to be a manager for McDonald's, they wouldn't come to work on time. They wouldn't do what they need to do for me to get out of there to go to school. I'm working overnight, 10, 12 hours, and then go home, grab a shower. My auntie had my kids, and then I go straight to class. I did 4 weeks during the day, 2 weeks at night. And I did this for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Hell and high water.
Yeah.
But I was determined I was going to do something different, because a guy stuck a gun in the drive-through window. That helped me make up my mind real quick.
No, it did.
This was enough. And my mom was an operations manager for McDonald's, and she taught us how to get the money out of McDonald's. I made as much as some store managers. And didn't have to do all the stuff that they had to do. But she taught us how to make that money. But McDonald's is a stepping stone, not a career.
Right.
People do it now as a career.
Right.
But when that guy stuck that gun in that window, that was it for me.
You can have all the fries.
I gotta do something different.
Look.
My babies need their
I'm
mom.
telling you, look, you can have all the fries, all the straws. You can have anything you want. But what you not gonna do today is try me. Nuh-uh. Like, and you know what though? It's so amazing that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isn't it so amazing how the Most High God and His Son, the Christ, know how to be able to just usher you out of a situation. And sometimes He has to literally use any means necessary to wake you up and to shift you on to your next move. And He's good like that. There have been so many of our brothers and sisters who have had a spiritual awakening by what could have been a traumatic event. And their lives have been changed forever. Because, you know, sometimes what may be that's it for me may not be for somebody else. Everybody has their own balance of when it's time to go. And sometimes we can drag our feet. We can drag our feet because we're comfortable. It's familiar. These are my partners. I'm here. And then next thing you know, you know, the drive-through window opens and here's the pistol and here's the gun. And you're like, you know what? It's not worth it. And this is my last day. Without explanation, I'm out of here. No, this is it. And he used that so you could move forward. You know, it's just amazing that that weapon was formed and it didn't prosper, but it did propel you to the next level. Can I get an amen?
Oh, girl. Honey, you don't have that kind of time for them kind of amens, because that was just amazing to me. And that's been my whole life, because at 13, I went through rape. And that's something that just spiraled my whole life out of control.
My Lord.
So to be in the position I am today,
yes,
literally the enemy tried to kill me.
Yes.
Because when I hit that wall,
yes,
and I went sliding down that wall, I
yes,
knew beyond a shadow of a doubt right then and there. I was like, okay, my life is on the line. I'm about to die.
Yeah.
And I asked the Lord, if you let me get up from here.
Yes.
People
yes.
joke about that when they get drunk and they
no, it's real.
And all that. The whole Lord, if you, I won't do it no more. No, that thing was real for me.
Yeah.
I told the Lord, if you let me get up from here,
yes,
I promise you, I won't be back.
Ooh.
And every single move in my life has either been parallel or he's taken me up another level.
Yes.
But I've never been broke again in my life.
Yes.
And everything has just been a steady escalation. Even when things look crazy and stuff start going crazy, because it did that for a long, long time. I feel like I'm taking a few steps forward. I get knocked back about 20 steps and it's like, okay, I got to do what I got to do, because I got 2 babies, and I can't leave my children on my mother.
Right.
That wouldn't be fair to her.
Right.
So I did what I needed to do. And I raised my children even when there was some nights I had to make sure that they ate and I didn't eat.
Bless you.
That's what mothers do.
Yeah.
But now my children are all grown. I'm a grandmother at 3.
Wow. Really? Wow.
Yes, ma'am. We got 3 grandbabies.
Wow. That's a blessing.
And 5 children.
That's a blessing.
Yes, it is. I've been married to my husband 7 years now.
Oh, my gosh.
Between us, we have 5 children.
That's a blessing. Oh, my gosh. We've been married about the same time to my husband, too. Like, we got a lot in common. Okay, so...
I tell you, you don't have that kind of time on your show.
Oh, yes, I do. Let me tell you something about the Sister Speak show. I got 5 hours of airtime. Oh, honey, we can talk. We can talk all day long. But what I wanted to ask you, and if you don't mind, me touching on this subject, because this is something that affects women at several ages, and that is rape. And I'm not bringing it up to, bring up any pain or anything, because I believe you have been healed from it. What can you say to the parents? How can they notice that something is wrong with their child? Because this is happening to young girls and young boys, and they have been violated, and they have been shamed into not saying anything, threatened into not saying anything. And the worst part is that a lot of these incidents occur from another family member. And if you want to see ignorance at its highest, some mothers and some fathers will scold their children for telling the truth that uncle did this or auntie did this, grandpa did this, grandma did this, cousin did this. Whoever it is in the family, they make them feel bad for telling the truth. They'll beat them, or they'll say, go outside, let the wind walk it off. What can you say? What would you have wanted somebody to say to you at 13? Or what can signs can these parents look for, when their sons and daughters have been violated? Because we focus on rape mostly with women. But what about the young boys who are raped and sodomized by an older man? What about that? We have to cover the entire spectrum. So what are your thoughts and your advice for those parents?
For my mom, it was hard because we were latchkey kids.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know what latchkey is.
Oh, I do.
Nowadays.
Yeah, tell the audience.
Keys.
Uh-huh.
We came home from school. We locked up in the house. We did our homework. We did our chores. And we got ourselves ready for bed, and that's where we were. And then when Mama came home, she got herself together, do what she needed to do, download from her day, and she go to bed. And somebody else saw us off to school, or she saw us off to school, and she went to work. For her, it was hard because this was my god sister's boyfriend that did this.
Uh-huh.
And as much as I had been around him, had even been to my godmother's house by myself with him, he never bothered me. And all of a sudden, this one particular night, he got drunk. And when he came to the door, I noticed he seemed kind of out of sorts, but I thought something was wrong at my godmother's house.
Uh-huh.
And he reached for the door, and I thought the door was locked. And that's where everything ensued from that point on.
Wow.
But I would tell any parent, listen to your children.
Yes.
Listen to your children. Stay praying over your children, because you know how to pray. You know how to back the enemy up. Your children don't. You have to teach them.
Yes.
That goes right back to the word. It says, train up a child in the way that they should go. Because when they're old, they won't depart from it.
Yes.
You teach a child how to pray, even if they're not doing the right thing, sooner or later that thing will set back in and it'll be right. But you have to have that relationship with your children, because when things like that happen, it will send your life spiraling out of control.
Yes.
For our young ladies, you don't have a father. You don't have that love of a father. And a lot of people get it twisted, and they look at it real crazy. But a man is a young lady's first role model as to how she should be treated.
Yes.
How she should be spoken to.
Yes.
The way that she needs to interact with a male. She learns that from her father.
Yep.
For me, I didn't have him around like that.
Yeah.
So I sought that acceptance out in those streets from other people. And, of course, as they say, looking for love in all the wrong places, I did that. And I have to be honest about it, because being transparent is what allowed me to heal. I can sit here and talk to you about this, and I'm not going to break down, because I had my moment where I lost it. And when I told you I hit that wall and I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, I tore up my own house. I sent my baby to my mama's house because something was wrong and I didn't know what it was. And I imploded. But I needed that, because at that point, that's when God began to order the steps of my life to where I am now. And to sit here and talk to you about that. But my mom and I, in the beginning, we didn't talk about that because it was hurtful for her, knowing she left her girls at home. My sister was in the house.
Wow.
My sister slept through the entire ordeal.
Wow.
She didn't know nothing till the police got there.
Wow.
Woke her up for her to get dressed. She knew nothing. God allowed her to sleep through the entire ordeal with me screaming to the top of my freaking lungs. Running upstairs, running downstairs, wrestling the whole 9 yards until it finally came to an end on the living room floor.
Wow.
Nobody knew nothing. And at the time, my husband and I were dating. Sofa sitting, as they used to call it back in the day.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
In order for him to come to the house, I had to clean up. So WTTOs, Coach Food Theater, Soul Train, all that was on the TV. I did what I had to do, because my boo wasn't there, wasn't word then. But my boo was coming over. So I had to get this together. I even did my sister's housework so he could come over. But my mom and I, we talked. But then once that happened, things went left. But God always will allow you to have an outlet. And he will give you somebody. The word talks about having someone that'll stick closer to you than a brother. I had people around me that shored me up, that still tried to help me. but it's something that you have to have within. You got to have that. I don't even know how to explain it, but you got to have, I guess you would call it that gumption, that je ne sais quoi, that you got to have that wanting to live and get your life back.
Oh, yeah.
And that was what I wanted. I wanted things to be like they were before it happened. But it didn't happen, so I had to deal, and it was hard.
Right.
And I had to have a lot of conversations. And my best therapy came from people who knew nothing about it, because I could tell them my story.
Right.
And they would listen, but there was no judgment. Because in order for you to tell your story, you have to be transparent. You have to be accountable. And you got to be able to live with what you say out your mouth.
Yes.
And a lot of people can't do that, so they never find their healing. There is no embarrassment in this for me. I did nothing wrong. I didn't go with my clothes all over the place and stuff hanging out like a lot of these young girls do today. And as soon as somebody tap them or something happened to them, then it's, oh, my baby. You went and bought these clothes for your little 12 or 13-year-old with her boobs hanging out. They don't make them like they used to.
Girl, they are built.
Oh, my God. But see, now, these little girls think it's cool to say they're older than what they are.
Oh, yeah.
They end up in a situation.
Oh, yeah.
Some people don't ask for it. It just happens.
It goes down.
Nobody gives you a book and say, okay, well, this is how you live your life after you endure a sexual assault. Nobody gives you that.
Right.
And the Bible tells you what to do and how to do, but you got to be able to interpret that.
Yes.
You can't wrap your head around that.
Yes.
Now what?
Yes. And, the thing about it is, you hear, I just know of a particular situation at a church one time where it reached the media news, and I won't say the church, I won't say the former pastor or anything, because that's not what we do here, but I'm just highlighting what happened. And he was caught and accused and found guilty of sending a picture of his penis to a young girl. But he accidentally sent it to other people. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah. See, it happens like that. And instead of going to the word, where the word tells you that you are supposed to deal with that affair, as far as calling the police, they didn't call the police. What they did was give him a severance package. Okay? They told him to leave.
Can't sweep stuff under the rug.
Swept it underneath the rug. And I'm like, this man is out here perving, married, perving out, obviously is comfortable with his penis and sharing it with other people and taking a picture of it. Obviously doesn't know how to yet use his phone because of the fact that he selected other people. But
wow.
And they gave him a severance package and sent him on his way. And so it's like, what do you do when the community is sitting here sweeping it under the rug? It's so sad, when you see that, because you read these different articles about different situations, and sometimes you read about pastors, preying on young girls, or pastors preying on young boys, and then you want to know, well, what justice is being done? Because normally a mother and a father, they're ready to put their hands on said person that violated their child. That's just a natural instinct to harm anyone who is bringing danger to your child. If you want to see a mother or a father boss up and have that superpower on you, mess with their children. Okay? You're going to experience a force like none other. And that's for the active parents. But, they swept it under the rug. They gave him a severance package. And I'm just like, I was through. I didn't attend this particular church or anything like that. But once I heard it, caught wind, and it got into the paper, so to speak, actually got on the blogs, it was just like, I couldn't believe it, that this is what you're going to do. You're going to give this man some money and send him on his way. What about the little girl? What about her being approached by a pedophile? What about him being now on the sex offenders list? Like, there were some things that were supposed to happen that did not happen. And our people are accountable for not being accountable. And we're going to have to answer for many things that we turned a blind eye to. Our people sometimes and actually this is an issue with the world, have trouble when it comes to calling something bad good and something good bad. Mixed up, completely mixed up. And the word talks about that. If you read Romans, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, if you want to get your life together, read the entire word, because the Bible is about you. But read that book of Romans if you really want to know how you are seen in your life. It speaks about being perverted. It speaks about having unnatural sexual desires. And some of our brothers and sisters have been, as I mentioned on my last show, have been traumatized sexually. And they don't understand. Look, they don't understand that, or some do, that it is hard for somebody to perform sexually with their wife or with their husband. Why? Because thoughts are racing through their heads. The devil comes to steal your joy. And one joy that we have been given is to make love to our spouse, our husband and our wife, to come together. And the enemy will steal that from you. He will try to make it be so defiled, so perverted. He'll try to make you remember when you were touched inappropriately. He'll try to make you remember how you used to be promiscuous, but you have been redeemed, though. He's very tricky and very crafty in what he does. Our people are suffering from ignorance. Some of us, we're suffering from traumatic events. Some of us. And I'm talking about the ones who have decided, look, I'm going to be honest about what's going on. But what about the ones who are suffering in silence? I have a family member who was given a letter, and my cousin told her, your son molested me. And she said, you are a liar. That never happened to you. But it's so funny because it happened to me and it happened to my other cousin, the same brother. Okay, the same cousin. So how can that story not be true? And this woman is also a hell raiser on top of that. Now, I'm being honest. Yana, that's your family. My family is anybody who is a stranger that loves me. And if it happens to be a family member, so be it. But I've been treated better by strangers than I have by some of my own family members. So I say that with all due honesty. And to shun my cousin, now she is living in a way that is not conducive to her being a woman. She's missing out on so much because she will never let another man try her. Okay? That came out of her own mouth. I'll never let another man try me. That's heavy. That's heavy because these events are taking us out of our natural roles to where we can't even function as a woman, to where we can't even function as a man. And so we get caught up in lifestyles that take away from being completely fruitful, and I'm just so amazed at the sweeping under the rug, my sister. It's just really, it blows my mind. I just think about the little babies who sit in the back of the car and they're quiet and something is different. And the mother and father, they're like, what's wrong, baby? You seem different today. And they're like, nothing. Probe your children. Make them confess. Take that fear that the predator has put into their mind, into their heart, into their soul, and you let them know that you are their protector underneath the Most High God. Let them know that you are a strong tower for them underneath the Most High God. I need you, brothers and sisters, to wake up, because the one thing I don't like is don't have children if you don't want them. Do not have children if you're not going to take care of them. Don't have children if you're not going to raise them. I know several sisters who get up, get out, and they get something. And I'm talking to one today. You've heard her story so far. You heard her say what she had to do in order to bring peace in her home. This woman is wise and she's transparent. She's sharing with you something she doesn't have to share, brothers and sisters. I'm sharing some things tonight that I don't have to share. But how can we heal if we don't share? I went through what I went through, so you don't have to. She went through what she went through, so you don't have to. And even if you have gone through it, let's heal together. Do not let the enemy steal your life. Do not let him steal your mind, your heart, your soul. I'm telling you, he's a crafty sucker, and he is a hater from the pit of hell, already been judged to die. And he wants us to join him in that fiery abyss. But I rebuke you, Satan, today and every day, as you know, in the name of the Most High God and his Son, the Christ. And I plead the blood of Jesus over my sister, KJ Peeples, myself, and the rest of you, my brothers and sisters. There's power and healing in the blood, and by his stripes, we are healed. Now, some of you are saying, are we at church? No, you're at the life journey where we are walking with God. That's where we are at. We walk with him. We have been chosen by him. So I just want you all to be encouraged to probe your children and don't sweep these perverts under the rug by giving them severance packages. Okay, sister, I had to spill it. I had to get it out. Do you want to add anything to that?
You're good. Because that's where it's a vicious cycle. Because when you begin to talk about probing your children, that's something that's hard for a parent, because deep down in you, God gives you intuition. And when something happens, your intuition is going to cut the blow. Intuition is nothing but in turn to the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Whether you acknowledge him or not, whether you saved or not, that's something that you have to come into knowing. And then once you have it, you are accountable for it.
Yes.
Once you know it and you confess it, you know who God is. So when you know something is wrong, your gut tells you that something is wrong, what happens with a lot of parents, they don't want to know, because now you have to deal with that. And for some people, it's really heavy. That's why we have some people who can go through situations and commit suicide.
Yes.
There are some people that can go through situations and make it. There are some people who go through situation after situation after situation after situation, and you be looking at them like, how in these walls? That's when they're the ones who are going through the roughest, but when they get ready to open their mouth, they're going to do the most blessing.
Yes.
Because of what they're going through. And friends of mine, we joke, because I'll be like, I love my single sisters, love y'all to life. But a single woman can't tell me nothing about how to manage my man in my marriage.
Get on
what
it.
I need with her.
Get on. Come on. Come on, sister.
I love her. That's what I need with you. Because once you get me shipwrecked in my house,
come on,
then you gone.
Come on. Come on,
that's
sister.
What we have to learn. Just because a woman gets married and now she has a spouse she has to deal with, that don't mean that she don't love her girlfriends. That just means that priorities have shifted. Ooh. And either you're going to shift with it or you need to move for it or run you over.
Oh, boy.
It's just that simple.
I'm telling you.
And that's where we mess up at. Ooh. It goes back even with church hurt. People talk about church hurt. And what you're talking about, being able to get a severance package and you go on about your business. But you look at how many people's spirits are broken behind that. Look at how many people have followed this man and held on to his every word when he preached in his pulpit, because they never picked that word up to get to know God for themselves. They got the imposter from this man, and this man is a hell raiser, doing the things that he was doing, tearing up spirits left, right, and center. And we're going to go to the backside of that, because all this other stuff that he's doing, folks don't understand. When you draw certain people, that's called soul ties.
Sure is.
I didn't learn about soul ties till I was in my 30s.
Me neither.
Because I had a man in my life, and I couldn't understand how come when this man come around, he show up, or any mention of him, I'm just all to pieces. And I couldn't understand that. But I learned that in order for me to go forward with any other fruitful relationship, I had to pray that sucker away, down, and back. And once I learned that, then I began to attract different kind of men. But see, our sisters, we don't get that, because when mama going through her thing, Mama can't be teaching you nothing when she dialing her own day.
Yes. You better say it. I'm telling you, I decided to take a vow of celibacy before I got married. The best thing I could have ever done in my life. And I was so mad that I wasted so much time. Now watch this, brothers and sisters. I'm about to say it. So much time being a hoe. And so much time being promiscuous. Now, some of you say, did you just call yourself a hoe? Well, the Bible also speaks about us being that way. So a whoremonger and a whore. I mean, whatever your flavor is, out of line, either way. And I was so sick and disgusted with myself for the actions that I took. The fact that I sat there and laid with men and had nothing to show for it in the end but tears and a soul tie. And then the greatest awakening is when you're over that person. But the damage is done until you repent. The damage is done until you say, you know what? I've got to stop living this way. And I said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of myself. I'm tired of making mistakes. I need to be led out here. I need a husband. I want to be worthy. What do I need to do? And then I said, Lord, turn it off. I want you to turn my vagina off until I get married. I don't want you to turn it back on until I get married. Now, some of you saying, how does your vagina get turned off? Walk with me in the spirit, brothers and sisters. What I'm saying is take away my desire. Take away my lust. Take away the quote unquote horniness that I encounter. You know, make sure you put me in, I want to be in situations to where I'm able to say, no, I'm cool, you know. And so next thing you know, I said, okay, now I don't want to get tempted, because I was living in my condo by myself. I said, I don't want to get tempted, but every time I turn on the TV, somebody's kissing, humping, grinding, or they actually getting it on, quote unquote. And this is messing me up. Certain songs would mess me up because of the objective of the song is to make you want to lay down with someone. So I had to literally, when somebody would kiss on TV, I'd turn the channel. I'd look away. And then I just started to say, okay, you know what, let me start completely decreasing what I watch, because TV is completely sexualized. You can catch anything on TV at any time. It don't matter. And so I said, I'm going to take a vow of celibacy because I'm tired of being this way. And that was the best move of my life. And now I am married. I've been with the same man my entire marriage. And I'm proud of that. I'm grateful that the Most High God put that in me. I'm glad he turned it back on once I got married. You know, he did that. He did that for me. And he can do that for you, brothers and sisters, because I'm just going to be honest with you. You know, there are some people who say, you know, do what you do, you know, live your life. And that's what they say. But what does the word say? The word say you a fornicator. The words say that you need to cease. And so you got to wonder, like, do I listen to the Holy Spirit? Do I listen to the word? Or do I get out here and pop, don't stop? You know, like, what do I do? And then, you know, I was just talking to this sister on the program on Tuesday, Poetic Tigress. And, you know, I started mentioning STDs. Because they're real. They come. STDs are a consequence from fornicating. Don't ever think that you're getting away with it. Some way, shape, or form, there is a judgment on you when you are engaging in that. And one of the judgments is a sexually transmitted disease. Period. Point and blank. And some of you all can relate to that. You don't have to raise your hand. You don't even have to chat and tell me. That's your own personal thing. And you know the Most High God worked it out. Some of you have been delivered from being HIV positive. Won't he do it? I know people have been delivered from it. I know some of you have been told one thing as a result of your promiscuous lifestyle, and through your prayer and your repentance and redemption, you've been healed. All praises, because he is able to heal all manner of diseases. Do you understand that? Now, brothers and sisters, I'm just being honest with you. So I really want to encourage you all who are single to take a leap of faith and be celibate. So you can end up being in a marriage that is fruitful. You know, just think about it like this. Your husband don't want all them miles on you. And you don't want all them miles on your husband. And those miles can be redeemed by the Most High God and your repentance. So I just wanted to just put that out there, you know, when it comes to living a life that will get you some benefits. You know, you tried it one way, look what happened. You tried it this way, look what happened. And everybody is so desperate, KJ, to be in a relationship. Sit down somewhere. Get to know yourself first. That's the problem. Who are you? Can you be by yourself? Oh,
yeah, that's a whole other topic, guys.
Girl.
Because, again, if mama is going through, she got her own demons she's dealing with. She got her own stuff. And she can't teach you what it takes to be that woman, that girlfriend, that wife, and do things the right way, then what you got?
right.
If you don't have that, if you ain't getting that instruction from her, if you don't have that father in the home, then you just kind of winging it. But that's where we mess up, because when we come into it,
Yeah.
we all messed up.
Yeah.
We toe up. When
Toe
we come
up.
in here and want a man, and we want a man by some standards. Are you kidding me? How can you put standards on a man when you don't even have standards on yourself?
Bloop.
You can't do that.
Bloop.
You cannot do that, and that's where we mess up. Oh, he got to have a house, he got to have a car, he got to have a job, he got to have this, that, and other, and the third. Okay, well, what are you bringing to the table?
Right. Right.
Crickets, cue the crickets, anyone, please,
Mm-mm.
because that's what happens.
Uh-uh.
And that's where we mess up at, because
Yeah.
we're looking for all these different things in a man, but you got to actually do what needs to be done for yourself. Make sure that you hold, like you just said, take the time to take care of you.
Yes.
Surround yourself with the kind of people that you can learn from.
Yes.
Don't surround yourself with the kind of folks that you bouncing off of and you getting the same stuff you putting out. They never challenge you. They never speak to you in love or correct you in love. It's a way to say or do anything.
Oh.
But when you got them kind of friends that'll sit you down and break you down and tell you, look, when you leave out this house, you can't be going out here with your boobs hanging out, with all this going on. You can't be doing that. You say you want you a godly man, but give him something to want later. Don't give it all to him up front. Because if you're doing all that, he sees just how easy you are. Okay, while you entertaining this fool, they're walking right around the corner and down the street. And you finna go down here and mess with this other group. Because you out here acting a fool. What you giving him is what he sees. So men are visual creatures.
Yes,
That's
they
not
are.
being funny. It's fact. They're
Yeah.
hardwired. They are visual creatures. And it's so funny because you take a woman, put her in a swimsuit, he's okay with that. But you cover that woman up. You stick out a little leg here, her arm, maybe a little cleavage. Dude lose his mind. You're like, God, man, she's so fine. This, that, and other, and the third. But you can play around with that. I used to tell my kids all the time, you can dance with the devil all day. He's not going to change. He's going to change you. That's what you got.
Yeah.
But that's all of us. Every last one of us have to deal with that. And people don't want truth, because truth means you have to be transparent, accountable, and what you say, you got to stand behind it. A lot of folks don't want to do that because truth really do hurt.
It does.
But truth will hurt you right to get you better, to get you to that next level. Where you can sit and be able to tell somebody else, okay, well, look, I had this happen, that happened, and this is what I've been through. I'm telling you this so you don't have to go through that, like you said earlier.
Yes.
But when you wounded and you toe up, you can't help nobody. You have to take time to fix you.
Yes.
I got a hashtag that I do. God will custom create your Boaz. God will custom create your Ruth, because he will.
Yes, he will.
But you have to have patience. My husband and I dated when we were younger, and we went apart in our separate lives, but God saw fit to bring us back together. I walked across my husband's mom, my mother-in-law, after 13 years. She and I lived less than 10 miles apart. And after 13 years, I literally walked over this woman. She stopped, and she said, "You little black heifer, I know you're not going to walk past me and not speak." And that thing stood up in my soul. I turned around, saw it with her, and I screamed so loud in Walmart, people came running. and I'm standing there with my mouth covered, and I'm just bawling because I couldn't believe after 13 years, this woman just walked literally into my life, and I don't walk right past her again.
Yeah.
And she said, this was no chance happening. Right. God allowed you to walk into this place and come across me for a reason, because my baby is going through right now, and if it ain't a person in the world that can reach him, I know you can. And I'm looking at her like, I'm saying, if you got that vote of confidence, not out. Not this little chocolate chick, no man.
Yeah.
But because of what we had been through, and I've not shared that with a whole lot of people, but my husband was on the phone. He heard the whole story.
Wow.
He was on the phone.
Wow.
And when life got hard for me, and I got hard to deal with and began to shut down and close up,
yeah,
he had to still live his life, and he went on. And I felt like he left me. And that was part of what played into me spiraling out of control. And that goes back to what you're saying when you say probe your children. Yes. You have to talk to your children when stuff like that happens, because when they get ready to fall, you got to catch them.
Got to.
You got to suit up with all your gear on, and you got to go face forward in the dirt, and you got to catch them. Because if you don't, the enemy got a big old glove. He's sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting for him to fall in his vein.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. You know, one thing that you mentioned, and because you're married, it's such a blessing to be able to talk to another wife, because we can just relate to being married and being submissive and knowing that our husband is, you know, the head of our marriage, and that, you know.
Girl, that's a submissive word. Stop cussing.
Look, and the women who don't like to hear those terms, I can guarantee you smell like misery and bitterness. I'm telling you. And that is a nasty fragrance that comes from some women, being miserable and bitter. The word tells you to submit, and it tells you how to do it. The word tells you how to be a wife, tells you how to be a husband. The word also tells you how to be a human being. So you have an entire manual that has been constructed for the people. And you sit there and you say, no, I'm not going to do that. I know you smell like misery and bitterness. And you probably walk around with a frown on your face all day long, because you cannot serve God and say you submit to God and you don't submit to your husband who was given to you by the Most High God, hopefully. Now, if this is some dude that you met off of Christians Mingle, look, boo, that's on you. Okay. But, or blackpeoplemeet.com. Look, that's on you. But, you know, you have a lot of sisters that don't want to submit. I ain't doing that. You know, it's just like, look, your arms are too short to box with God. Give it up, sister. You are acting like a new aged woman, and that is an enemy of the Most High God. He has already told you how to be a woman. Period. You know, you can read Proverbs. I think it's the 31st number of Proverbs 31, where it talks about the virtuous woman. Read that. Be that. You know, if you want a godly man, you got to be a virtuous woman. It goes hand in hand. And we have to be patient with our men, and we have to be patient with our women, because this is a process when you get married. But you mentioned something about the priorities, and, you know, still having girlfriends, still having your male buddies and things like that. But once you get married, the priorities shifts. And, you know, there are some people who understand that and some people don't. You know, some best friends still come around. You know, some best friends don't respect the fact that the relationship has changed and now your boy has a wife, you know, or the relationship has changed and now your girl has a husband. And so you have to be careful, because if your girlfriends are single and your male partners are single and you're married, what are you doing really hanging out with them too much? Because that influence is something that can start with craftiness from the enemy. You know, a single woman is dangerous to a married woman. Some, because the married lifestyle is, it's just a blessing. But there's some people who are jealous of the fact that you're married and they're not. And there's some people who are married and their marriage may not be going the best. And so they may try to make your marriage not go the best. You know, you can
be married and still single.
Oh, yes, you can. And you have to be careful every time your partner calls or your girlfriend calls with some issues about their wife, or some issues about their husband. Number one, stop talking ish about your husband and your wife to other people. Number one, you are out of line. I know somebody right now who, oh gosh, because I don't like hearing.
You have to cover them. You have to cover them whether you like it or not. It's a lot of days you ain't gonna like Boaz and you ain't gonna like Ruth.
Right,
so
right.
It's times me and my husband don't like each other, but I love him.
Yeah.
And I won't trade it.
No, at all. And I think that, number one, the enemy is going to try to destroy your marriage. But, brothers and sisters, the one thing that you have to do is you have to go to the Most High God about whom he created. Your best friend did not create your wife. Your best friend did not create your husband. He is not the author and finisher. They are not the author and finisher of these two entities, these two people. So start going to the Most High God, who is a wonderful counselor, about your marriage. Now, some of you are saying, well, you need an outlet or you need somebody to talk to. And that's how you end up having an affair, whether it be emotional, physical, or whatever. There's some people who just don't respect your marriage. They'll call anytime, they'll text anytime, they'll do whatever they feel like they can do. And then you have to end up checking them. Because I checks in a minute, and I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but I'm just saying I am a checker throughout life. There comes a certain point to where what you're not going to do is come into my marriage and try to destroy it. Okay. Period. Point blank. I have been given to my husband to fulfill many roles. He has been given to me to fulfill many roles. But what ends up creeping into the marriage is talking mess about your spouse. I know of a sister who loves to talk about the fact that her husband is impotent. And I'm like, why would you tell me or anybody that your husband is impotent? Your husband has an affliction and you all are not able to make love come together, and you're making fun of that. You're talking about it. That is so private, so personal, so just, something that you just keep in the...
That's not love.
That's not love. And it's just like, sister, I can't listen to you. And I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes having talked to this sister or something else, sometimes that spirit can get off on you. And then you have to be careful, because now you coming home and you treating your husband a certain way, all because that woman's husband can't get it up. Mine can. I ain't trying to be rude, but I ain't got that issue. And even if I did, I would not share that with anybody. Sisters, stop shaming your husband and getting out in public and always talking trash about your husband around other sisters. Girl, he get on my last effing nerve. I can't even stand that. Let me go and play wifey. You sat and cried on your bed for years asking God to bring you a husband. And now that you got a husband, you gonna sit here and treat him like crap? Whatever happens to you, sister, happens to you. Whatever happens to you, brother, happens to you. Because one thing, like I said, the enemy will try to do is he'll try to work through other outside influences, whether it's a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, whatever it is, a best friend. When their stuff isn't going right, sooner or later, if your husband isn't strong or if your wife isn't strong, you going to start looking at your wife or your husband like they did the same thing that this brother or sister called you about. Look, brother, work your stuff out at home by yourself. Quit calling over here. Quit calling over there, talking mess about your wife. You're messing up the vibe in my home. Sister, you're messing up the vibe in your home. Like, if your man cannot get it up, what I want to know is, what's wrong with you? What is your sensuality level? What are you doing to help him overcome this impotence? Are you cooking him the right foods? Because he can't be healed from it, first off. But what are you doing to help this brother? Are you cooking him death food? Are you giving him fruits and vegetables that are organic? Are you helping him get out of what he's in? Because the longer you talk about it, the less you're going to be unsatisfied. The more you're going to be unsatisfied. And unsatisfied sisters are jealous of some sisters are jealous of other sisters who have something functioning in their marriage. I had a sister, KJ, that used to live across the street from me. And one day she wasn't married, next day she was. I'm talking about the blink of an eye. This man was in her home. And the only way I knew, because this brother had the nerve to be outside smoking a cigarette in his boxers. I was like, ew, what's up? You know, like, what's going on out here? This isn't something I want to see. I'm trying to eat breakfast, and here's your man outside with a cig and his underwear on. Okay, whatever. You chose him. This is what it is. So he started not fulfilling his role. This woman used to stick her bottom lip out, walk over to our house barefooted, complaining about this brother. Every single time, here she come. You can hear her coming down the street. Here she come. She come to the house and she want to talk to my mama. My mama's 74. Look, my mama been married to one man, only been with one man. She ain't got no advice for you unless you looking about some longevity or something. My mama's out the game, and plus she's a widow now. But she used to come over and talk to my mom about this man all the time. So then I started interceding the conversation. So then she started talking to me. And I'm like, why does she keep talking mess about her husband and coming over into my house? And then my cousin said, Ayana, she's a witch. You need to get her out your house and out your life because she's trying to cast a spell on your marriage. Sure enough, she started saying things and doing things. So when she got ready to call me this last time, I said, okay, I ain't going to answer her phone. But when I see you in the streets, I got something for it. KJ, I kid you not. I'm backing out my driveway and I'm getting ready to drive down the street. Out the corner of my left eye, my peripheral vision, I saw some leopard print chasing me. Because I'm only going like 5 miles an hour. Leopard print. I looked, it's her. I said, what's up? She said, girl, such and such and such and such. And, you know, he was molested by his mama and boo, 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 boo. I said, look, check this out. I don't want to know anything else about your husband at all. Don't you share any more private, intimate situations about your husband to me or anybody else at all. Do you know that woman stopped talking to me?
Because at that point, you weren't co-signing on her mess. That's where we messed up. Because a lot of times, and it goes right back, everything goes back to your childhood.
Yeah.
What you do in your childhood, the things you learn, that's the adult that you will become. Yeah. So if you was a victim in your childhood, you're going to go into your life, your dating life, your married life, wanting to still be the victim, wanting to be the center of attention, wanting people to come running. Oh, girl, woe is me. Yeah. I don't know why this. I don't know why that. Because this same chick, you talking this man out your house, talking about how he impotent. But when he mess around and get over here with little Sally Mae or the little thirsty chick that they got now, and when she do something for him, and then magically it begins to work, and it works so well, she come up with a baby, now you mad.
Ooh! KJ, you better stop it!
Why? You just talked your own man at the house. Why you mad?
I'm serious. Like, why run your wife away?
We've talked a lot about that because that's why I told you I'm a queen with an edge.
Yeah.
I cannot stand a woman who wants to be the victim. And just absolutely will do everything she can to remain in that position. But then cannot understand why things are happening. My statement to that is, don't go outside with pearly white furry boots on, doing a rain dance, and you're mad now because you got mud on your boots. Help me understand. Help me understand that. If you talking your man out the house, you can't be mad when he gone.
I'm serious.
You're gonna come out, well, I ain't finna be doing all that. And I'm gonna just be candid because we grown.
Yes.
I had a friend talking about, he ain't finna be jumping all up and down on me. I'm not finna be doing this. I'm not finna be doing that. Oh, okay. But then when he got out there and he got him a side piece, now you mad. Now you want to go and take the house and you want to take his children and you want to cut the buck and act a fool. That you talked that man out the house. Now you mad because he's gone. That man left. She divorced and mad, bitter. Like you said, she oh my God, she reeking.
Yeah.
Because now you mad.
Yeah.
This man went on by his business and had a better life.
Yeah.
Children love the new chick. And I'm talking about stay married for a very long time. Did them broad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and see,
because he found some happiness somewhere else.
Oh, yes.
You can end up married to the wrong person.
Oh,
a lot of people don't realize that. Get outside the will of God, see what happens.
I'm serious about it. Yeah, totally.
He'll let you hang yourself, and he'll be sitting there right there with his head on his hands, like, you through.
Yeah.
You through.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the sister like, well, what are you doing, to be some visual stimulation for him? I was kind of like, you got to have your stuff together, because I hear, and also she likes to cut him down in public. And I'm not for that. I'm not for those type of sisters. Like, you are a witch. And, she has an issue with this same brother, having a Facebook page, flirting, women saying things, and she can't get him to delete that Facebook page at all. And she said that's where a lot of her issues stem from. And, she was also married before, and I don't think she ever got over her first marriage because he passed away. And I said, I was telling her, I said, he can feel the vibes. He can tell whether or not you're into him or not. Being the second husband or being the second wife comes with blessings, and it also comes with some challenges, because now you have to sit there and wait for them to wean off of their first marriage and then walk into the new marriage with you and give you everything as if it were brand new, instead of just slighting you and not wanted to participate. And, I was like, when you talk down about this brother, and when you and all of the issues you got going on, like, why wouldn't he have a Facebook page to where he is flirting and doing? Now, I don't condone it, but your mouth and the fact that other women know, because see, like, now when the brother walks by, I now know he's impotent. I don't need to know that. I don't want to know that. I feel bad for the brother. You know what I'm saying? Because that is so private. That is so personal. Like, why would you tell the most vulnerable things about your spouse to your best friend or to your cousin or to whoever, your beautician? Like, don't you understand people talk and they tell your business? That's what they do. And so to honor your marriage is to shut your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Shut your mouth and stop talking about it to other people. How's your husband? Girl, it is what it is. Now you bored with it. Let that man leave you. Okay, it's going to be the brigade. The brigade will be called. It'll be
because
all
she gets to be the victim.
Girl, and that's what I can't stand. Like, narcissism. Like, a narcissist, brothers and sisters, and I'm sure some of you know, is someone who does not know how to take the blame for their actions and is a successful blame shifter, constantly accusing you of the reason why things are going wrong. It's really the trick of the devil. And a narcissist will have you, if you're not careful, and if you don't keep the helmet of salvation on, they'll drive you crazy. Because they'll have you believing that there's nothing wrong with them and that everything is wrong with you. And so a narcissist will then begin to call other people and talk about you to other people, but don't ever want to tell the stuff. I almost said a word. The stuff that they have done to you. Well, what is your participation in the situation crumbling? What is your participation in the fight? And a lot of people don't want to tell the whole story. And so then what happens is when you talk in mess about your spouse to somebody else, and let's just say you all come to a point of reconciling, but now your best friend, cousin, mother, father, or whoever else is still looking at your spouse like they ain't nothing. And now you forgiving them, but
because they're gonna always remember the negativity.
Always.
That's why you can't run to your in-laws telling your in-laws or your mom or your dad or whoever what's going on in your house. What's in your house is in your house, because once you let it out, you'll never forget it. And you can't get away from that. You can't holler about this, that, and other, and third, because it also comes down to, if they are that bad, why are you still there?
Why are you still there? And the thing about it is,
if they're as bad as you say they are,
right?
Why are you still there?
Right. And brothers, you got to be careful, and sisters, you got to be careful when when you think you need to step out, or you think you just need somebody to talk to, because now you're on Snapped. Okay, now you are on Dateline ID, and you might be on the first 48 because love can kill. People end up dying as a result, being killed as a result of your infidelities. Okay, once you step outside of your marriage, whether it's consistent texting, going out to eat, and then just whatever it is like that, the marriage is pretty much going to be over because somebody's going to become possessive and somebody's going to think that they have entitlements that they don't have. Why would you put your spouse in a position to where they have to walk into a room and everybody knows the secret but them?
That's heavy.
Now that's shady and it's heavy. Go ahead, sister.
Now I'm saying it happens all the time. Because some people, and by me being a woman, I deal with and hear mostly the women's stories, but I also hear the men because, again, I'm a queen with an edge. And I have been called out. And do I like truth? No.
Right.
There's sometimes I done had to get hit with the hashtag no sugar, no shade.
Oh, boy.
But when you decide that you're going to do some foolishness like that, you got to be ready. Because it's gonna come back. Karma is a beast, and sometimes karma is immediate, and sometimes it's not. But if we knew that consequences were way more instantaneous, and that it will come right back, a lot of the stuff we do, we wouldn't do. A lot of the stuff we say, we wouldn't say. Ways that we treat people, we wouldn't do that because we know it's gonna come right back. So we get that feeling now, we're complacent because nothing's happening. So we just keep on going all willy-nilly like it ain't nothing. But the decisions you make will always follow you. My husband is old. He talk to our boys, and when he sit down, he be like, hey, man, the decisions you make right now, that stuff is going to catch up with you later.
Oh, yeah.
And see, now they're starting to see that. They've had a few things happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, now you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And now you upset and you mad that I tried to tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when we first started our conversation, I've been through this so that you don't have to go through this. But no, you just don't believe that stove is hot. It is flaming and red. I'm telling you it's hot. And you got to touch it. I'm going to sit back here with the Neosporin, the alcohol, and the bandages. When you get to, we're going to pass you up and you're on your way.
Yeah.
Because you got to go through it. And some people you have to. Some people have to be drugged. Some people have to be pushed.
Yeah.
Some people have to be nourished and prodded.
Yeah,
Everybody has different levels. But
yeah.
you have to really, 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 above all things and in all things, stay praying. If you ain't got a prayer life, you got to get you a prayer life. Get around folks who you can see the fruits of their labor. You can see that their prayer life is working. You can see that their marriage is working. Before I got married, I sat up under women who've been married 10, 15, 20 plus years because I want to know how you did it. Again, a single woman can't tell a married woman nothing about a marriage.
At all.
Because I love my mama was only married three years. So it's nothing that my mama can tell me about a marriage. I love her.
Yes.
But she can't tell me about a marriage.
Yeah.
So I don't sit with my mama talking about my marriage. I don't do that.
Right. Neither
my
do I.
mama and my husband, they have their own relationship. So they go on between them, that's between us. You ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
That's a high school mess.
Right.
Because you and I are beefing, so now the whole circle gonna be beefing. For what?
Right.
It's only between you and me. We got to work this out. So that's where you got to be adult enough to do that. But we don't do that. When we get hurt, our coping mechanisms kick in, and the first thing we feel like, okay, we got to hurt somebody else because we've been hurt. But we don't understand that as long as you're trying to hold that hurt to somebody else, you're being held hostage.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They don't catch that. As long as you are trying to hold that hurt to somebody else, you are being held hostage. You're not going to live your life. You're too busy chasing that hurt. You're too busy trying to keep that pot stirred and brewing because you want to be a victim or whatever the case may be. Let it go. And live your life. And you'll find out, okay, I don't need this. Okay, well, this is how you are. I'm going to let you go. And we have to learn how to leave doors closed. If God comes up with a nail gun and he nails that sucker shut, but you come in here with no daggone hammer trying to pry the nails out that door to open that door again.
Yes.
Now you mad again because your little furry white boots got mud all over. Stop doing the dance.
Oh my!
You won't have to worry about the rain.
Oh boy!
You can walk through that dust, and that dust will flick right off some pretty white boots, and you can keep on moving.
Yes.
You might get a little on you, but it ain't gonna stick. That's life.
Yeah. No, don't totally. I agree. You know, this is what's beautiful about this conversation is, you know, speaking to a married woman. I think you're I spoke to a poet from the D, and her name is Dominique, and she's married. You're the second married woman, I believe, that I have had a conversation with. And I just have to tell you, and this is I'm not trying to pump you up or nothing, girl. You are the bomb. You hear me? Like, this is one. I love all of my special guests. First, let me say that I enjoy all of the conversations that I have had to date. Thank you so much. And I'm just telling you, like, girl, you it. Like, the vibe and the understanding and the growth and the wisdom and the honesty and the transparency about our shortcomings and our highlights and how to be a better wife and how not to be a good wife and, you know, just really and just all the other topics that we have covered. Like, brothers and sisters, this sister right here is like, oh my gosh, you're like really dope, dynamic, phenomenal. The vibe, the conversation, just everything. Like, no, seriously, KJ, I'm so glad that I crossed paths with you on this journey. I'm so glad that the Most High God allowed us to come together and to converse this evening. Like, you are a breath of fresh wisdom, a breath of fresh air. Like, brothers and sisters, I think you know it because we still vibing and we still talking. You know, by now I'd have been asking her to give me her Instagram handle and where she gonna be at next. But this
is Father gives it, and I can't do nothing but work it because I'm tired of seeing people go down the drain needlessly. Yeah. If you can do something about it, if you can just change the life of one person, it's worth it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's worth it. It's just for that one person. And that's what I said throughout my whole entire reign. If I can just reach one person with my platform, because my platform was spiritual empowerment through testimony.
Yes.
My life is my platform.
Yes,
it will always be. Because I've always got material. Because when I spoke about things in my life, I'm telling you about my life. I'm putting it on the table. And it's so crazy because when I lived the house that we had before now, God showed me in a dream, and I sat straight up in the bed. I saw myself praying. I saw myself speaking. I saw myself in front of a crowd of people. In those three scenarios. And three, Tamika and Kelly, I love her to life. 3 dances all through my life. Right now, if she knew I was talking about her, that child would be shouting glory. If you, honey, Instagram, her name is Tamika and Kelly.
Okay, I'm going to check her out. I will.
Baby.
I will.
Saved, sanctified, dripping with the anointing, the whole 9 yards. When I tell you, you will get your whole spiritual life.
Yeah.
The number 3 dances all around. And when I saw myself in that scenario, I didn't know what all that was about.
Right.
The pageantry came along.
Yeah.
The way that I began to pray. It was like somebody turned on my Jesus TV, and I just got chills all through me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God. This is where I'm supposed to be. When I saw myself speaking, I'm standing up in front of people with my crown and sash on, talking to people like I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah.
You ain't heard of you ain't heard of because pageantry has taught me how to speak and be fluid. I ain't talking white. I'm talking right.
You better say it.
I'm enunciating my words. I am dealing with conversation here that needs to be had. I know how to slang all that. You know, what's up, shawty? What to do? Let's get it poppin'. I can do all that.
Look, I got one for you.
Not the time or place for that.
Yeah.
So being able to stand in front of people and speak like what God showed me in a dream, and when pageantry came along, it all fell right into place, and I was so outdone, I didn't know what to do with myself.
I know
but
it.
I stay thanking God for it because He ain't got to give it to me.
Right.
But it's not just for me.
Right.
This gift belongs to the world.
Right.
So people telling me, you need a podcast, you need to be on the radio, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. I do it when God says I need to do it. I hear you.
Yeah.
So it's something to it because He's putting it there, but
right.
I'm not going to go running off to do something, and that's not what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, my gosh,
but
girl.
I want all my stuff, though. Everything God got to give me, I want it.
Oh, my gosh. And that is so true because when for me, I haven't worked a 9-to-5 since 2009 when I was pink slipped from teaching. Every time I would try to go back into the every time I tried to go back into the workforce, they wouldn't take me. I was either overqualified or underqualified. And so then here I am with what I have today, and it has been a journey. It has been a trek. I've been doing this, honestly, since 2011, and it established in 2013 with my art business, with a touch of SGT, which is my light decor business, and with this podcast, the Sister Speak Show. And I run into
awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much because it was very hard because when my father when my father fell asleep in 2014, that, it took the wind out my sail. Now, for some people, it may not affect them because, fathers may or may not have been around. But for me, my father has always been around. So it took the wind out my sail. I didn't want to come into my studio. I didn't want to do anything. I was just basically dragging my feet. And I just remember the fact that, okay, my father invested in this business. My husband invested in this business. I've got to pick it up. I've got to get started. And so here I am today, and I'm very grateful because it was nothing but the Most High God who put that fire underneath me and put the wind back in my sail. I'm saying that because I've run into some sisters who try to get me off of my purpose. I ran into a sister. She was suggesting that I come back into teaching. She said, "Oh, you're what we're looking for." Now, mind you, she's retired. Okay. That's really not a good commercial.
The woman trying to tell you about a marriage.
Look, okay. So I was like, I have my own show and I have my own art business. And it was just like, the sister wasn't feeling it. It was just like, and then when I got ready to close the door, don't forget, if you need me, I'm here. And I'm just like, I am a successful businesswoman. I've got 3 things popping, and I am here by His grace. My father's falling asleep almost took the life out of me, so to speak. And here I am, and you're telling me to abort my mission, abort my purpose. No, I don't want to go back into the school district. I served my time. I got a purple heart in little kids and grown kids, okay? I have served grown children. I have served in a war like none other as a teacher, okay? I've worked at a continuation high school. I have taught at juvenile hall. I have served for 15 years in World War school. So don't play with me. The fact that I'm here, He gave it to me. But people will come into your life and try to get you off your purpose. They will make secular suggestions for your spiritual journey. Jeez, Ayana, that was good right there.
Girl, you better come on here. I almost forgot we was on this.
Okay, let's get the ushers to pass out some fans in here because it's real. So I just want to encourage you and my brothers and sisters. I'm just saying, I just want to encourage you all. Don't let anybody stop you from doing what you need to do. There will be imps, demons, witches, and warlocks along your journey who will try to diminish what you do. They will not acknowledge what you do. They will not support what you do. And you have to take your eyes off of them. People will show you how they really feel about what you do. But one thing that you cannot do is once He has given you an assignment or assignments and has given you a backpack and has told you to walk on, little soldier, you better walk on and report to duty because there's an assignment over your life. And people will try to make you not be a business owner. Why? Because they're not. They will. That's just what it is. Some sisters don't like to see other sisters getting it. And then you have some sisters,
Fast in a barrel.
I'm serious about that. And so, I even had a family member who tried to basically talk me out of everything that I had developed in my art studio. You have people who will come and try to diminish everything that you do. And you know what? Don't get mad that they have done that. Be glad that the Most High God is so close to you that the light shined on them, and now you know how to deal with them accordingly. Because what's not going to happen is you walk into my home and try to talk me out of what the Most High God has given me. Shame on you, sister. You was wrong for that day, but I still forgive you and I still love you because you're a sweet woman. You just didn't know any better at that point. Okay, so KJ, is there anything else that you want to share with the brothers and sisters before we get ready to transition? Because you shared with us that you are a model. I don't even put the plus size. You're a model. Okay, period, point blank. Not only are you a model, you're a role model. And brothers and sisters, she is fine. Check her out. And how you going to be able to check her out? Because she's going to give you her Instagram handles and all of her, social media platform profiles so you can reach out to her. But when I tell you she's bad, she's bad. Now, I'm not telling you to lust on her, brothers, because she's married and it sounds like her husband will come for your life. And
thank you.
Yeah. Goodness. Okay, so brothers, don't you try it because it could go to the left for you very quickly. But, she is absolutely gorgeous. Chocolate sister, beautiful, beautiful, beautifully shaped, and obviously very wise, very intelligent. And so I can honestly say I have a winner tonight. I have a winner on the Sister Speak show. I have a winner on the Culture Climate. So is there anything else that you want to talk about before we transition into all of your events and your social media handling?
Well, I just hope that everybody would just stay praying again. Like I said earlier, if you do not already have a prayer life,
yes,
get you one started. Live your life as if there is a God, and to find out that you wasted your life and now you're standing on some harsh judgment because of the decisions that you made. And watch how you treat people and how you deal with people, because you never know who you may end up needing. You never know where your blessings are going to come from. And I've had that happen in my life. People that if I had been all in my feelings and cut off, I'd have missed a major blessing.
Wow.
But because I yielded to the Spirit and I dealt with it like an adult, then there have been blessings to come out of it in places that I had no earthly idea that would happen. And if God puts you in a position to use you, don't run.
Right.
Do not run. Stop running. Stop fighting. Because He'll give you what you need. Like you talk about battle, He's going to give you everything you need to go in there and do what you need to do.
Yes.
But first of all, it has to start with you. You got to want to do it. People talk about not having that kind of confidence when it comes to modeling or doing pageantry or anything like that. You got that confidence, but you're talking yourself out of it because you already set in motion. When you let it cross your lips and jump off your tongue and spring into the universe, you just drown that word in the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
Because you let go of it and it just sunk.
Yeah.
You didn't give it life.
Yeah.
You have to speak life over yourself. You have to speak life into people around you, different things going on. And if God allow people to slide out of your life, let them go. Because everything has a season. Everything has its time frame, its time constraint. Some people are meant to be around for a long time. Some people are only meant to be there for a minute. But everybody serves a purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, get to praying. Start talking to the Lord and find out what your purpose is so you can fulfill that. So you don't leave here. The graveyard is one of the most talented places in the world.
My God.
Because it is loaded with so many different people's talents that they did not do anything with. And if you could resurrect any of them, you would believe that second go round would be so fire. You would be shameful, because they would go back and do all those different things that they did not do. Don't let shoulda, woulda, coulda run your life. Live your life. live it as full as you possibly can.
Yes.
Every single blessing that God got for you, get out there and get after your stuff. I love that song by Erica Campbell and her sister Mary when they said, "Go get it."
Go get it.
That song came out, oh my God, I heard the rough draft of that song, and they were like, it's not finished. I was like, what?
Really?
Baby, this is it right here.
Huh.
It's it right here. That was amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because that song really hits at what we have to do.
It does.
Nobody's going to live your life and fulfill you. You got to do that.
Yes.
You got to get you together. When you've been hurt, so what? Grab them bootstraps, baby, lace them things back up, and if they happen to be stiletto heels, lace them up a little tighter, baby, and walk it out. Do your thing. Because can't nobody get your stuff, and folks will kill themselves trying to get your stuff.
Woo.
Live your own life. Don't let nobody have your stuff. Don't take first seat to somebody else's dream. Have
That's
them
right.
sometimes come by and visit yours.
Ooh, goodness.
So that's what we have to do, and that goes to every last one of us, and I'm preaching to self.
Yes.
Because there's some things that I need to get set in motion, and stuff, like I told you, stuff just keep coming at me, but I'm just like, you know what, I don't know about this, like we were talking about the book, Diary of Crown of Thorns, Diary of a Beauty Queen,
Yes.
that I co-wrote with my other sister queen.
Yes.
That was therapeutic for me.
Yes.
I had most of us that wrote in that book, there were some ladies that put things in that book that their own family members, husbands, friends, whatever, did not even know.
Wow.
So that was a real therapeutic session for a lot of us. And we sat and we talked, we cried, and we put it in those books. And to sit down, my chapter started at page 55. Baby, when I tell you, the enemy gonna come for you. If you're doing everything right,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
worry about him. He don't want to applaud you because you're good.
Yeah.
But when you go the other direction and you're trying to do things the right way, he's coming for you.
All day.
He couldn't get me, so he came for my children. My child in the state of Alabama, and somebody talking about they done got robbed of an iPhone 6. He in Alabama. He ain't even in Mississippi. How you do that? Then my baby boy, I'm competing at nationals. My child got shot in the face.
What?
Yes, ma'am. I tell you, I'm gonna send you this book. And
Please
when
do.
you sit down and you read this book,
And I am.
we're gonna have to get back on your show, and we're gonna have to talk, and you're gonna really be blown away.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Because a
waiting
lot of
for
people
it.
have not read this book.
Oh, yeah.
They
I
look at
can't
me
wait.
so crazy when they do.
Oh, yes. I cannot wait for it to arrive. I can't wait to read it, and I can't wait for you to come back on the show because you are a family member of the Sister Speak show, so that's
Thank you.
Girl, you thought you weren't? You got a new sister whether you know it or not. Hey, girl.
Hello, wait a minute. Somebody give me some I appreciate it so much. I really do, because conversations like this are needed.
Yes,
That's
they
the kind
are.
of stuff that I really want to do in the stage of my life.
Yeah.
Is to begin to talk to our young sisters, our young brothers, get these girls to pull their dresses down, get these boys to pull their pants up and realize who they are. We have kings and queens in our midst, and it is up to us. We are those Titus women. We're supposed to reach back and teach our children how to be.
Yes, we are.
And a lot of times we don't, because we're too busy messing with our own stuff. So we got to start grabbing hold of these babies.
Oh, yes.
'Cause I don't want some of this around here now to be taking care of me.
I know.
I just don't. I'm just being for real.
I understand. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell the brothers and sisters all of your social media profiles, how they can get in touch with you, the best way to get in touch with you, your next event, what you have coming up, and so forth. So you can go ahead and share with the brothers and sisters so they can get to, so they can check you out on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever it is that you have.
Well, I am on Instagram. It is KJ Peeples, KJPeeples, plus model, PLUSMODEL. That's one word. KJ Peeples plus model. That's on Instagram. I'm on Twitter at KJ Peeples. I am on Facebook, KJ Peeples. Everything is KJ Peeples. If you go and you Google KJ Peeples or Keisha Peeples, Keisha, Jones Peeples, everything about me will come up.
Okay.
All of it. It's out there.
Okay.
Everything in pageantry, all pictures, the whole 9 yards. So that's my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. If anybody needs to call me for anything, any other bookings or any other shows, any kind of speaking engagements, I can be reached at 205-578-6704. Again, that's 205-578-6704. It'll be on. I mean, they can get to me through your page, and you can DM me.
Yes.
On Instagram or Facebook, however, because, like I said, this kind of stuff is needed. And
Yes,
there's more things that I want to do pertaining to our young ones to help them come on up a little bit better than what they're doing now.
Oh, yes, for sure, for sure. Okay, brothers and sisters, so you heard her Instagram handle. You found out how you can get in touch with her. She also provided her phone number. Serious inquiries only. This woman doesn't have time to waste for you because she's a truck driver, a mother, a wife. She's got it going on. Not only that, she's a beauty queen. So look, don't waste her time, okay? Don't waste her time. Be serious about your inquiries because that's just how we handle ours. And I think you've heard her speak tonight. That's on you if you want to get checked. I ain't in it, okay? That's going to be on you and you alone. Don't hit me talking about, man, she read me the business. I told you on the show to keep it 100 and leave her alone. She's a married woman, okay? Now, my brothers and my sisters, tonight, you have been blessed. You have literally been blessed. This sister queen came on the Sister Speak show straight out of Birmingham, Alabama, B-Ham, okay? And like I told you, I got family members in Alabama, so I've been there several times. So this, to me, is like a native conversation, even though I was born in South Carolina. Brothers and sisters, oh yeah, girl, I was born in South Carolina, lived in Georgia because my father was in the military. But enough about me, let's get back on you. So the fact that this girl...
Girl, I used to run in South Carolina every day. When I first started modeling at you.
I'm serious about that. Look, wait, let me find out. Do y'all still say that? Let me find out.
Mm-hmm.
Already. Okay, so... Already. Look, now that's just some Southern twang that we're having amongst each other, brothers and sisters. But anyway, getting back on a more serious note, look, you need a strong woman like this to speak at your next event. You need a woman like this, a queen like this, to be a part of your speaking engagement roster. She is the one who you call for the women's conference for 3 days. You know, she is the one who can come, if everything is decent and in order, and speak to your girl group. You know, like, use her because she's here to be used in a way that will benefit many people immediately and gradually. She obviously has been through some trials and tribulations that have qualified her to speak with the power and thunder that she has. She doesn't take any mess. She's obviously a good mother, and she's obviously a good wife. You can just hear it in her voice, completely respectful of her husband, honest about her children, and obviously you love your children, and obviously you love your husband. Brothers and sisters, this is who you want, the good influence, to come to your engagement. She also told you that she co-authored a book with other women, or just one other woman?
Oh, girl, 9 other women.
Okay, 9 other women. Why don't you all have a conference where you have those 9 women speaking at your engagement? Look, I'm trying to help y'all out with y'all functions that will have women, literally considering changing their lives for the better. Why wouldn't you have these 9 women come and talk about their stories? Because if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. Okay? So if you have the platform for this sister that may be larger than what I have, I'm expecting you now to take the baton and make it happen. I've done my groundwork, and here she is. Now it's time for you, brothers and sisters, to take the baton and lead this sister where she needs to be, because that's what we do on the Sister Speak show. So I'm expecting to hear some good news about how my sister is traveling, how she is speaking at certain engagements, and how this book has really changed several people's lives. Like I said, I can't wait to get the book. So my sister, what I want to know is, did you have a good time on the Sister Speak show?
Girl, I did. I sacrificed some sleep for you tonight, honey. I came home and took a nap so that I could get up and do this, and then I'm going to lay back down because I got to be in Pensacola, Florida in the morning.
I understand. No, look, I understand because I have been not feeling well since Monday, and I said, I'm going to do this show. It's been too much promotion, and I said, Lord, please, when I get on there, don't let me sound as bad as I am sounding at I think at 6:58 I was sounding bad, but as soon as 7 o'clock came, even though I'm a little congested, I really thank him for not letting it be as bad as it could have been.
I can't tell. You sound like the replays that I've listened to, just as strong. But that's what God does.
Yeah.
He could have came into this thing horse, but when it was time for you to say what you need to say, he'll give it to you.
Yeah, girl. Yes, he will. Okay. KJ, look, I got a question. Were you born in the 70s?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I can tell. What'd you say? Matter of
fact, Jill Scott and I have the same birthday.
Okay, so what birthday is that?
April 4th.
See? I knew you were born in the 70s. I can tell because the content and the substance. See, I was born in the 70s too. Now, I ain't trying to hate on nobody, but they don't make them like the 70s. Now, I'm not hating on the 40s, 50s, 30s, 20s, the 1800s. I'm not hating on none of y'all, whatever decade you were born in at all. Whatever year you were born in. Shout out. But when you know that you are born in the 70s, it's just something different. It's just something different. You know,
people were going through things, but they lived their lives.
Yeah.
That was kind of the gray area.
Yeah.
Right in there.
Yeah.
But we just know or not. I mean, back then they enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
I love to sit and listen to my mama talk about days gone by. It is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
We need more of that. We need our elders to give us more of our history before it ends up out there in that little town of the graveyard.
But you know what? We need our elders to know our history too, to where they can, because elders are now becoming younger and younger and younger. Mm-hmm. The type of elders that you and I grew up around, it's totally different now. You know, we just, you know, especially, you know, and I'm not hating on any other geographic location. I'm just saying, you know, a Southern perspective is that there's a certain vibe of family in the South. And there's a certain vibe of what it is to be an elder in the South. And I just want to encourage everyone, no matter what age you are, no matter what demographic you are listening from this evening, to listen to what my sister said and to be who you're supposed to be. Some of us are not showing up to our assignments and the factories are closing. Okay? And we need you. So, my sister, I do appreciate the fact. No, did you want to say something else? I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I'm just co-signing. I got my little pen, baby, and I'm good. I am co-signing with you. I have so enjoyed this tonight, and I will do it again. When you read this book, we're going to have to sit down and talk about that one because you are going to be floored. I'm telling you.
I can't wait.
I don't have that kind of time tonight.
I know
we'll be talking all night.
Oh, no, we're going to do it. Oh, we're going to do it.
All of that on you.
Yeah. No, we're going to definitely talk again. No doubt. Well, my sister, this is not goodbye. This is just going to be that I will talk to you later. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a copy of the show. You know, people be like, are these paid gigs? Look, what I can give you is some encouragement and a copy of the show right now. We are at a place to where we are growing, and this is about serving the community. So I appreciate everybody for coming on. You will reap what you sow. So your reward is greater than me giving you $100 or $500. We're talking about being able to reap what you sow because you took the time out to pour into our brothers and sisters. That's what this is about. Now, as the Sister Speak show grows, hey, yeah, we might have some t-shirts for you and some gift bags, because my goal for the Sister Speak show is to get it to where all my guests come in studio, to where you can see this actual podcast tape live. Oh, I have big plans for the Sister Speak show. Oh, girl, I got plans for the Sister. Well, excuse me. I have desires for the Sister Speak show, and I hope that these are the plans for my life. That's what I'll say. Because we all know Look, we all know that the Most High God can cause the plans of man to take no effect. So these are my desires, and I'm hoping that this is in his plan because I know he's able. So my sister, I thank you so much for calling in. Do you want shout out? Send out your shout outs right now.
Oh, wow. The biggest shout out ever is my loving husband of 7 years who has been my rock. That is seriously my king.
Yes.
This man has really held me up. He is what a husband truly is.
Wow.
Because he allows me to be myself. I don't have to put on a face. I don't have to put on hair. I don't have to be anything but me, and he loves me just as I am. As God will come to you where you are, he sent this man, and he is right here, and he's loved me through my pain in order for me to be who I am. So that's the biggest shout out that I have. But like our children, all 5 of our children, and our grandbabies, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving, hoping that they can make it in, and just all my family, everybody that even just takes the time to love on me any kind of way, especially now because I broke my toe.
Oh no!
So I have been in. I'm doing the Broken Beat Chronicles.
Oh no! Oh no!
So I'm getting a little love from that now because everybody know I love my heels. I love my shoes, and right now I've been banished.
What you say? You standing flat-footed on the earth. I understand.
I'm struggling, girl. I'm struggling.
I know it. But the beautiful thing about it is, as long as your feet are shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, that's all that matters. So let your feet always be adorned with peace, and that wherever you walk, Queen, there may be peace. When you enter into the room, peace. When you're speaking, peace. When you walk into someone's home, peace. Because blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth. They shall inherit the kingdom of God. There is a special.
God's ears.
I'm serious, and that goes for me too, because I am a work. I do have some things that I do need to work on. Have been trying to work on. Not, like we've just said, definitely not perfect. And I know that I desire to be a better wife. That is. And I just do, I want to be able to please the Most High God in me being a wife. And so, that's just where it is tonight. So I really appreciate you, KJ, for calling in. Brothers and sisters, she's dope. So my sister, what I'm going to say to you is I will talk to you later. And I thank you so much. I could cry. I thank.
Oh, no, thank you. This is a huge opportunity, and you did not have to reach out to me. Because you didn't know me from Eve. And for you to come into my inbox and ask me to do this, I'm like, okay, God, I know you're getting ready to do something. Yes. I don't know what it is. And girl, we would have to talk off the show because I just had some crazy stuff go down in my life, and I told a friend, God getting ready to do something. I don't know what it is, but he up to something because the enemy is coming for me. I'm catching pageant hell.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
And then you showed up, and I was like, wow.
He is
amazing. Somebody needed to hear that tonight.
Yes,
somebody who's gone through assault, or that woman that's dealing with things in her life and things not being right, or her relationship not being right, not only with her husband, but with the father. Somebody needs to hear that. So I appreciate you so much for giving me the platform.
No, you're welcome.
To be able to speak, because this ain't nothing but God. This ain't none of me.
Yeah, all day
nothing
long.
But God.
And you know what's so beautiful?
Thank the Most High.
I'm sorry. And you know what's so beautiful is that this show is on demand also. So for the rest of lifetime, there will be sisters who will be checking this show out, and their lives will be changed. It's forever. It's always on demand. Like I said, being on Amazon Alexa, this is international. Okay. Anybody from any country can listen to the Sister Speak show. That's what it is. And so you have to understand, like, you have planted some seeds this evening. You have watered some seeds this evening. And now God is going to give the increase. And I'm so excited about what is getting ready to come. You may never see the results of how what you have said tonight is going to impact another sister. You may never see the results, but what you will see is the reaping for your obedience. So whatever was coming your way, my sister, we know that the devil comes in several forms. And I'm so glad that you were able to recognize that something great is getting ready to happen because of all the other things that were going to the left. And so here you are. And that's just how the Most High God works. Brothers and sisters, I could stay talking to her till tomorrow, but she got to go to sleep and sleep with her mouth open. Look, she got to sleep with her mouth open. I got to go sleep with my mouth open. And
hanging off the bed trying to be cute.
Okay. Next thing you know, you make.
I've seen that hair, girl. I've seen you.
Look, and next thing you know, you sitting over there, you done made a whole lake on your pillow because you done drooled. Look, you're tired. I'm serious, girl. I'm serious. I'm so serious. And I'm getting ready to go and lay it on down after I send you a copy of this show. So my sister, thank you so much for calling in, and I will talk to you later.
One more thing that I sure forgot about, because when you talk about changing lives, I have another Instagram page.
Okay.
My plus is Changing Lives, LLC.
Now.
That's my other Instagram page. That's the business I'm working on.
Okay, so say it one more time so they can hear you.
My plus is Changing Lives, LLC.
My plus is Changing Lives, LLC. Oh, it's going down. And you know what's so good? Later on in life, when I see y'all out there doing y'all thing and, you know, really just on a whole nother level, I can say, look, I know her. That's what I love. I can say, I know her. I know him. You know what I'm saying? That's my family member. That's a family member of the Sister Speak show. Like, I'm telling you, the route that I'm going with my special guest, we winning here. We winning, and that's not to shun a celebrity or anything like that. But when you are interviewing a king and a queen, it doesn't get any better than that, brothers and sisters. Okay, okay, my sister.
And that's wealth. We're getting the wealth now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's going down. So listen, my sister, I will definitely talk to you later.
Yes, ma'am. You sure will.
Okay.
Have a great night. Thank you so very much.
Oh, of course. You are welcome. I will definitely speak to you in a little bit. You get you some rest.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Okay. I'll talk to you I will definitely talk to you in a little bit.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, brothers and sisters, you know, what a winner. What a winner. Did I mention she was a winner? Did I say that she was a champion of conversation? Did I tell you that in the beginning that my guest was going to be dope, dynamic, phenomenal, impacting the community, changing lives? That's what happened. Serving, service with a smile, service with some tears, but still serving, surviving, and serving at the same time. Brothers and sisters, don't you ever hold back on your life lessons. Don't you ever hold back on being able to tell somebody that's hot, that's cold, that tastes like salt, that tastes like pepper. Be careful. Don't go down there. You know, you got to be accountable for other people. Oh, KJ Peeples, girlfriend, you are the bomb. Okay, brothers and sisters, enough about doting on my sister. No, not really. I mean, she was the bomb though, you know. But anyway, shout out to Birmingham for letting my sister Queen come on the Sister Speak show. I really appreciate that. And shout out to her family members who are listening and her friends who are supporting tonight. Brothers and sisters, the time has been well spent. I mean, well spent. Isn't that beat funky that y'all hear playing? Kingdom Child Recordings. Derek Ben Israel on the tracks. He's the one who wrote the intro for my show. I take no credit for that. All I did was just rap the lyrics, but he did it all. He's awesome. He's also my husband. I love you so much, and I thank you for your support. You listen to every single show that I have. You give me good feedback, and then you took it upon yourself to help make the production even better. That's why I rock with you. That's why I love you. And that's why I will slap somebody's face off for you. Okay, that was just a little bit too much. No, I'm just keeping it 100 though. Anyway, brothers and sisters, listen. I want you to tune in to the Sister Speak show. We've got wonderful, wonderful artists coming on. We have the tour. We have Coming to the Stage. We got the Culture Climate. And you know what? Like, December's lineup is so dope. I'm so excited. Anyway, brothers and sisters, love your husband. Love your wife. Kiss your husband. Kiss your wife. Don't you let anybody come from the outside and take your attention away from your wife or your husband. Boop. I rebuke you. I rebuke you, spirit of the side chick. Spirit of the side dude. I rebuke you right now. I really do. Okay, so listen. Hug your children. Love your children. Probe your children. Find out what's going on with them. Check their backpacks. I'm serious about that. Why are you telling me to check their backpacks? Because when I used to teach, these children were in the 7th grade and 8th grade. They had a homework in their backpack from the 3rd grade. Okay? Old sandwiches, heck of hot Cheetos. That's why your children are going through what they're going through right now. They eating them hot Cheetos. But anyway, you need to probe your children's life. You need to find out what's going on. You need to educate them. And if you can't educate them, you need to become educated so they don't have to suffer from a generational ignorance. Okay? My brothers and sisters, we've got to get back to keeping the commandments. Okay? We've got to get back to following the laws because we are the chosen people that the Bible speaks of. We are the true Israelites. Now, some of you are saying, huh? What? Do the homework. Do the research, my brothers and sisters. It'll blow your mind. You are who the Bible speaks of. Okay? Keep his commandments. Follow his laws. I'm speaking to myself because I have a long way to go. Just being 100%. Okay? So, my brothers and sisters, lock your doors. Check your windows. Make sure that you got the heat running. And look, for those of you who are having to use the heater, make sure you have somebody come out and check your heater so there's no carbon dioxide running through your house and got everybody passing out and not feeling good. We are definitely in the wintertime. That's why I don't feel the best and I'm all congested because the weather went from 90 degrees to 40 degrees and just like that. Anyway, brothers and sisters, I want you to drink some water before you go to bed. I want you to drink some water when you wake up and I want you to pray without ceasing, period, point blank. This is Ayana. I am signing off of the Sister Speak show, recorded live tonight in Dallas County, Texas. Cedar Hill, Texas, to be exact. My brothers and my sisters, I will talk to you later. You have a good evening.